Happy Monday, Kipsters. Welcome to another wonderful week of learning. I'm so glad you're here. Before we get started, let's remember what our goals are for this week. Let's see if you can say them with me. 100 minutes of Lexia, 100 minutes of ST Math, and 10 books on Raz Kids. So many of you hit that goal last week. Let's make it happen again this week. I know that we can. Okay, Kipsters, I'm so excited for today's lesson. Last week, we read Cinderella. There are many versions of the Cinderella story from all around the world. The one we read last week was based off of the oldest version, which is from a place called Europe. Today, we're going to learn more about Europe by reading and looking at an atlas. An atlas is a special kind of book that has lots of maps in it, and it helps us learn about the world. I want you to think of the farthest place you've ever been from home. How was it different than where you live? Maybe there were more buildings, maybe there were fewer buildings, more people, fewer people, maybe it was colder or hotter, right? Europe is a continent that is very far from here. It's across an entire ocean. A lot of things about Europe are different than here, but some of it is the same. So today, we're going to practice answering questions about our atlas to learn more about Europe from the words and the pictures. We're going to be using our question word chart, remember this, and go back in the text to help us answer our questions. So without further ado, let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at this page. We've got a big heading right here that says Europe. Mixed and sweeping landscapes. Let's read. Europe's 47 countries range in size from the largest in the world, Russia, to the smallest, Vatican City. This continent is linked to Asia, lies close to Africa, and has a central landmass that is bordered by islands. Europe's Alps mountains are famous for hiking and winter sports. Its mighty rivers have created important transportation routes, and its sweeping plains provide fertile farmland. Wow, and then there's a caption down here about the photograph, which tells me that this is a castle in Germany. Very cool, look how pretty that is. So, Kipsters, just from this short little paragraph, we got a lot of information, and if I want to know more about it to make sure that I really understood the information, I'm going to need to ask and answer some questions. So my first question is, how many countries does Europe have? So I know that how is on our questions sheet, but how many is kind of a special question word. It's a phrase. How many, I know, means that I need to look for a number. So now I need to look closely in the text that we read and see if there's a number that answers my question. How many countries are in Europe? So going back and rereading, it says Europe's 47 countries range in size from the largest in the world to the smallest. So my answer, right here. How many countries does Europe have? Europe has 47 countries. All right. Let's go to the next page. Whew. This one is a little small, a little hard to read, but we're gonna do it. Okay. Europe, bustling cities and serene countryside. Europe is home to the 0-degree meridian, a line on maps from which all time zones are measured. To the left of Greenwich, England, the compass direction west, clocks are set back. To the right, that's east, clocks are set forward. Europe's history includes the ancient Greek and Roman empires, the medieval age of knights, castles, kings and queens, the Industrial Revolution, and world empires. So now here we've got this big map of Europe. So it's like taking our big globe right here and just zooming in on this continent here. And we've got a lot of these little captions with more headings that tell us even more about Europe. So let's dive into those. The North. This area includes Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark, and the Baltic countries, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. So these are a lot of big words, guys, but they're names of countries in Europe. Big islands. Iceland, Ireland, and Britain are islands in Northwest Europe. So an island means that it's a piece of land that's surrounded entirely by water. Western Europe. The Iberian Peninsula, mainly Portugal and Spain, France, the Alps mountain countries, and the lowlands of the north make up Western Europe. Eastern Europe. Once part of the Soviet Union, this region stretches from the Baltic Sea southeast to the Black Sea. All but Hungary and Moldova share Slavic languages, customs, and traditions. Southeast Europe. The countries of this region are centered on the Balkan Mountains and lie between the Adriatic, Aegean, and Black Seas. Leisure time, Spain. People from across Europe spend their vacations on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea at resorts such as Salou. Cityscape, Paris. Major cities in Europe, such as Paris, France, are big, modern, traffic-filled, and bustling with people from all over the world speaking many different languages. European Russia. The Ural Mountains split Russia between two continents, Europe and Asia. This European section has Europe's longest river, highest mountain, and biggest city. Wow, so Kipsters, we just learned so much information, and a lot of it was brand new to me, right? So in order to make sure that I really understood all of this information being thrown at me, I need to make sure that I'm asking and answering questions and going back in the text to reread. So I've got a couple more questions that I want us to answer to make sure we really understood the text. My first question, what islands are in Europe? So I'm going to check my chart. I'm asking a what question. So what am I looking for in my answer? What does my answer have to be? Call it out. Exactly. What means it has to be a thing. So what islands are in Europe? Now I need to go back to the part of the text that told me about islands. Do you remember where I read about islands? Go ahead and point to it on your screen. Where did I read about islands? Right here. If you pointed here, you are absolutely correct. So now I can reread. Iceland, Ireland, and Britain are islands in Northwest Europe. So my question was, what islands are in Europe? And here is my answer. Iceland, Ireland, and Britain. Those are islands in Europe. Nice job, Kipsters. My next question, where are the Ural Mountains? Where are the Ural Mountains? So I'm asking a where question. So what should my answer include? Yeah, a place. Nice job, Kipsters. Now I need to go back in the text. So the Ural Mountains. Which section of the text talked about the Ural Mountains? Do you remember reading about the mountains? Go ahead and point to the part of the text that talked about it. If you pointed right up here, you're absolutely correct. So that was the section that talked about the mountains. So that's where I need to go back to figure out the place where the mountains are. European Russia. The Ural Mountains split Russia between two continents, Europe and Asia. This European section has Europe's longest river, highest mountain, and biggest city. So Kipsters, where are the Ural Mountains? Yeah, they're in Russia, which is this giant country right here. Nice job. All right, last question, Hipsters. Why do people go to the coast of the Mediterranean Sea? Why do people go to the coast of the Mediterranean Sea? So I'm asking a why question. Do you think you know what I'm looking for without even needing to look at the chart? What does a why question look for? Call it out. Let's check with the chart. Why? Looking for a reason. Nice job. So I'm asking, why do people come to the coast of the Mediterranean Sea? What part of this atlas talk about the coast of the Mediterranean Sea? Do you see any words or pictures that help us out? Go ahead and point to it on your screen. If you pointed right here, you're absolutely correct. We've got this photograph of the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, and it talks about it right here. So let's read. Remember, we're looking for a reason why people go there. Leisure time, Spain. People from across Europe spend their vacations on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea at resorts such as Salou. So, why do people go to the coast of the Mediterranean Sea? Because they like to spend their vacations there. Nice job, Kipsters. Whew, okay. This page, even though it was just one page of the book, it took a lot of thinking power, a lot of brain power to get through so many words that maybe we've never even heard before and really process all of that information. So nice job. Give yourselves a round of applause because this is not easy, but you did a really amazing job. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you to pick a country from Europe. So any one of these countries here, and I want you to learn more about it. Find out 3 interesting pieces of information about your country and text them to your teacher. This is a really great chance, Kipsters, to learn more about the rest of the world. All right, I look forward to your texts, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.